In 1951, Henrietta Lacks walked through the doors of the Johns Hopkins Hospital to treat an aggressive cervical tumor. While she was unconscious on the operating table, her surgeons secretly cut away a sample of her tissue for research. Under a microscope, something miraculous happened. Most human cells die within 24 hours of leaving the body, but Henrietta's didn't. They doubled, dividing with a speed and persistence never before seen in a laboratory. These HeLa cells proved that cellular immortality was a biological reality. Today, that discovery fuels a high-stakes scientific race, with tech billionaires investing billions into secretive laboratories designed to help humans replicate that same endless survival. This obsession with cheating death is centuries old, and its history is written in blood and poison. Chinese emperors died drinking liquid mercury to achieve godhood, and a 15th-century pope perished alongside 3 10-year-old boys during a failed, primitive attempt at a blood transfusion. But the miracle of Henrietta's cells comes with a lethal caveat. The exact biological mechanism that allowed her cells to live forever is the same one that made her cancer so aggressive it eventually killed her. Nature has built a strict expiration date into every cell of your body. It's called the Hayflick Limit, a biological counter that tracks how many times your DNA can copy itself before losing its function. Your DNA is like a shoelace. To prevent unraveling, the ends are capped with telomeres, exactly like plastic aglets. Every cell division wears this cap down. At 60 divisions, the cap vanishes. The DNA frays, taking damage, becoming impossible to read. This damage triggers a biological crisis. Some cells simply die, but others turn into zombie cells. They stop working but refuse to die, lingering in the body to pump out inflammatory chemicals that drive the physical breakdown we call aging. Science is now testing a 2-pronged attack to stop this. Senolytic drugs are being designed to identify and purge those zombie cells, while telomere extension therapies aim to manually lengthen the protective caps on our DNA. Researchers like Dr. David Sinclair have even moved into genetic reprogramming. By reactivating specific genes that were only on during childhood, they successfully repaired the optic nerves of aging mice, restoring their lost eyesight. We have identified the switches that control the speed of aging, but forcefully flipping those switches bypasses the very safety protocols that keep our cells from growing out of control. To prevent infinite cellular growth, your body relies on a genetic security guard called P53. Its only job is to detect when a cell is multiplying too fast and shut it down before it becomes a threat. This creates a lethal paradox. If we successfully lengthen telomeres to make healthy cells immortal, cancer cells will hijack that exact same process to create a supercancer that can never be stopped by medicine. The risks are just as high when using stem cells to rejuvenate tissue. Because these cells can become anything, a small error in the instructions can cause the body's biological blueprints to malfunction in gruesome ways. One woman in Los Angeles discovered this when she sought an experimental stem cell treatment to remove wrinkles around her eyes. The procedure backfired. Instead of creating new skin, the stem cells began growing hard bone fragments inside her eyelids. When the woman's eyes began to click and crunch, surgeons had to manually cut the bone out to save her sight. This confusion can lead to teratomas, disorganized tumors that can sprout hair, eyes, or fully formed teeth inside random internal organs. Human biology is a system of checks and balances, so complex that any attempt to cure aging currently risks triggering these kinds of monstrous mutations. Because genetic hacking is so volatile, some companies are turning toward mechanical interventions. They are developing 3D printed organs and microscopic nanobots intended to manually repair damage from within the bloodstream. But these face the same wall as biological cures. The human immune system is evolved to violently attack and destroy any foreign object, whether it is a synthetic liver or a repair robot. Even if we eventually solve the technical hurdles, we are still faced with the ethical ones. We can look at the legacy of Henrietta Lacks to see exactly how these medical breakthroughs are distributed. Her stolen cells generated billions of dollars for pharmaceutical companies and provided the foundation for the polio vaccine. Yet, while her biology saved millions of lives, her own family lived in such severe poverty they couldn't afford basic health care. The Lacks family only learned their mother's cells were still alive decades later, when scientists arrived at their door to harvest their blood, hoping to extract even more profitable genetic secrets from her children. If these laboratories successfully thread the needle and find a way to stop aging without triggering cancer, the resulting therapy will likely cost millions of dollars to access. We are racing toward a future where biology itself becomes a luxury. The ultimate danger is a world where medical science creates a permanent genetic divide between a class of immortal billionaires and the rest of humanity left behind to age and die.